This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
So recapping the Heinze conversation, it definitely sounds like Gustafson will be the goaltender for the Wild this evening. Yeah. From doing a little chatting here before 9:35 to noon today, that situation, that illness with Gus, man, I guess it was bad. Not like, debilitating. He's got to go to the hospital for 6 months bad. Yeah. But, he was really, really ill between after the second period. So in comes Flower, but Flower taking part in the morning in the optional skate today is an absolute dead indicator. Gus plays tonight. Heinz kind of validated that. And, with these players we have out here now, Z Bullion still is out here. Heinze said that doesn't anticipate lineup changes this evening, but, you still got a day to think about things. So I think it's pretty much going to be the same lineup that they had the other evening. And let me ask you this about the world of hockey, because you played Division I basketball, man, and when you were at Matamita, you were the bomb. When you went to, was it Northern? Yeah, when you went to Northern, you had some really good moments there. So basketball inside and out for Parker Fox. Did you, and I'm being serious when I say this, from reading some of your tweets during the Wild game the other night, talking to you on the microphone or off the microphone about hockey. Have you always known this much about hockey, or since you and Taylor, have been together? Yeah. And she's high end. She's one of the best women hockey players in the world. Certainly. Has your hockey knowledge increased since watching games with her?
Oh, no doubt about it. I always loved hockey growing up. It was a thing being a Minnesotan, living a block from the outdoor rinks in Herb Brooks Way, and going up there after school with my buddies and dropping the sticks in the middle and playing a little pickup. I loved the sport, but my dad was 6'8", mom was 5'10". They're like, hey, you're going to be tall, so you're going to be playing basketball. There's no Zdeno Chara in this household. So I always loved the sport, but no, you're right. Just being with Taylor for about 3 years now, just the little nuances of the game that I didn't really understand. And then for me as a basketball mind, there's a lot of basketball in hockey too. Really? Especially when they're on that 4-on-4. They set screens and they move without the ball, and I should say puck in this instance. But there's just a lot of basketball in it as well, and I think it's the transition game in basketball is so much like the transition game in hockey. It's getting the ball up the sidelines, just like getting the ball up the edge of the ice, getting the ball up the board, the puck up the boards, and then it's getting it back to the middle, and you got 3-on-2s and you got 2-on-1s and that kind of situation, and kind of that tic-tac-toe mentality, and we see that in basketball and we see it in hockey as well. So some of the rule changes, the rule things I needed to learn and know, but no, man, I love the Wild. I've always loved watching the Wild growing up, and this is an awesome opportunity to sit here. And we were just commenting on how fun it is to watch Marc-Andre Fleury, in net, and just the liveliness he has and the spry young attitude he has. Yeah, exactly.
Life is joyous for him,
and that's so cool to see a guy that's done it for this long and excelled at such the highest level, to be able to come out here in this kind of instant without a fan around and just have energy energy and excitement. That just shows you he loves the game.
Yeah, see, and the complex nature of, like just a single football play, for it to work, so much has to happen in the ultimate team game, where you can get Jefferson open on a double move.
Yeah.
You can have Aaron Jones open on a wheel route or an angle route, right where the linebackers would be.
Yeah.
But if, say, right guard guy or second tight end guy misses his block, you look back at that film. What's up, Radio Joe? Good to see you, brother. The Vox follows Parker Fox here in about 10 minutes. But if one thing goes kaput, you look back at the film and you're like, oh, geez, wow, Addison was open, Jefferson, they all were open, but we took this L here and the whole play was dead. It's the complex nature of things with just the way a single play goes has so much depth to it. And here's what I'm getting at. Like, and I needed this explained to me, and somebody who knows a lot about hockey, let's put it that way, shared this with me before the show today, 9:35 to noon, and like if you're watching Game 5 between the Wild and the Vegas Golden Knights with Taylor, all right, now she's going to see the game-winning goal, but then she's going to watch it back 5 times, and without even knowing what a play was, you're going to see Merrill here.
Yep.
You're going to see Rossi here. You're going to see Bogosian next to the boards.
Yep.
You're going to see something called Tanner Pearson, this monster by the boards with the sweet little Magic Johnson backhand.
Ooh, yeah.
No look. Hey, that was nice. And then Howden comes in and closes on it.
Yeah.
She's going to watch it 5 times because she gets the game better than us. And she's going to say, all right, well, Merrill probably, was inches or maybe a foot from where he should have been.
Yeah.
But you know what? The low-hanging fruit here is Bogosian has to stop that puck, but he didn't. Now, he's not the first in the history of the NHL to not be able to stop a puck like that.
Yeah.
It's what you do after.
Second effort.
And from what I understand is he got flat-footed and he didn't get to his spot because, for whatever the reason. So then you get to Rossi. So Rossi's in the right spot, but he's frozen. And, there's no skate sticking out to stop a puck, no stick sticking out.
Yeah.
So the deflection factor and stuff like that, he just kind of froze in that spot.
Yeah.
So for the Merrill, there are a lot of L's in Merrill. Well, we added another one the other night. But it was visually worse, from what I understand, because he was in the spot he was supposed to be in.
Yeah, he was.
If everybody goes to their spot.
Yep.
So then he looks to quick twitch, retreat, and get to the right spot, but it's too late and Howden scores.
Yep.
Just think about what I just said. In just one play.
Like that.
So Taylor Heisey's going to be watching that thing, and she'll watch it back 5 times, and she'll go, well, obviously I don't know their scheme, but I know when that situation takes place and you want to get some form of a triangle formed with the goaltender, Merrill's mostly in his right spot. The goalie's absolutely in his right spot. Well, the question is, who's not in this spot?
Yeah, it's true.
And it was Bogosian, where he needs to deflect the puck as it goes around the board. He doesn't, but then he doesn't get to his spot. And that had a lot to do with the way the play unfurled.
Well, it's one of those schematic things, and it's different. You talk to your average common fan, and they're like, hey, how did he miss this assignment, or how did he miss this, whatever it was. And sometimes the deal is, hey, maybe he didn't miss this assignment. Maybe Merrill didn't miss this assignment. Maybe it was Bogosian at the wrong place, doing the wrong thing. So I think it's tough, but you're right. I watched hockey with Taylor, and we're always talking about the plays and everything like that, and she's always watching to improve her game as well, especially at the NHL level, and she'll always make a comment on the play and be like, hey, I'll be like, hey, how did that happen? Like, that shouldn't have happened. She'll be like, no, that was the right thing. He was in the right spot. It just, this went wrong. So it's just like her mental processing of the game is so different than me because she's been around it for so long. And then I always see that with myself in basketball as well. I listen to common fans. They're like, oh, how did he miss this defense assignment? Yeah, he might have, but there's supposed to be a help side guy there, or there's supposed to be this, and we're owning a ball screen, and then the weak side defender is supposed to rotate, and we're supposed to trap that, and we're supposed to rotate out of it. So it's like, there's so many things that happen within an instant of a play, and that's why these guys get paid the big bucks to do it. But hockey, I think, like any other sport, it happens fast, but I think hockey, it happens the fastest, man. Things go that quick, and next thing you know, the puck's in the back of the net.
It personifies the game of inches.
Certainly.
Really more than all 4 of the core 4 in pro sports. Baseball, like when you got one going down the line and it's inches from hitting the chalk or not. We could go through every sport, but
Certainly.
just like off what we're talking about with the nuance. Carlson, and there was a challenge, as to how far was he in the paint? Should the goal be nullified?
Yep.
Actually, it's like you can't play it any more perfectly than he did.
Yeah.
He gets in a spot before the shot is unfurled. That's going to get somebody flustered thinking, hey, you can't be there. Hey.
Yep.
Then he gets out
Yeah.
at the perfect time to make it a dicey call. But nevertheless, he played it perfectly from what I understand.
He's done that for how many years?
Right.
He's just his second nature in there. He doesn't even need to look where his feet are. It just becomes what you do. It becomes what you're best at. And I think the best players know that. It's like in basketball too. It's like you have that court awareness. You know where you are at all times on the court. You know where you are at all times on the ice. So that when the opportunity presents itself, you have to make the play.
Okay, and like Nyquist on the offside that nullified the Hartman goal.
Yeah.
Well, the offside was maybe by 5 to 7 inches.
Yeah.
Now, again, I kind of said this yesterday, but just to get validation on it from people who know more about it than me, that's a complete L. And the game's fast.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fast. It's the same fast that you've always played all your life.
Yep.
There has to be a level of self-awareness as to where your skate is, whether they score or not.
Yeah.
And so that, has more fat, obvious, and nuance-laden L to it.
Yeah.
So that one's an easy one to figure out.
And I've never been a guy that had to, attempt to stay on sides as my teammate skates the puck across the blue line.
Right.
It's something I've never done. But talking to Taylor about it, that's why her hips are so bad. It's because how many times she had to leave that skate back to stay on this side of the blue line. And I don't know. I think it's hard to say, and you can qualify it however you want to qualify it. But in big games, you need those little details. And like you said, it's a game of inches. And when those inches aren't in your favor.
Look what we've done for you. Look to your left. The executive chefs at XL Energy Center have showed up. Matthew.
I thought something was smelling good.
It's Matthew or Matt? Yeah. Does it matter?
Whatever you want to call me, Paul. It's good with me.
Good to see you,
Matt or Matthew. Good to see you too, Matt.
This is Parker Fox.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice
to meet you.
Elite basketball and hockey mind. But the genesis of this goes back a decade and change when we were doing Box in the Box at XL Energy Center, and the executive chefs would what's Jason's name?
Jason Steidel.
Steidel, thank you.
Chef
Jason,
Steidel.
Chef Steidel would bring, so we do Box in the Box, then at about 11 o'clock the adversary would come out. So, since all of them want to be texting, all of them want to be drinking black coffee,
of course,
all of them want to be on their phones and eating food. What we would do is we would distract them. We called it the distraction factor, where they would see me and the producer texting because they can. Just the steam coming off the hottest black coffee ever that they want to drink, but they can't. And then, of course, they're hungry because they're athletes and you're always hungry.
Of course.
So the executive chefs, Chef Steidel, we constructed the distraction factor with food, and we would eat right in front of them during their practice. Well, it's continued here at Tria thanks to chefs Matt and Kyle, and they generally bring unbelievable food every single time like this. But it's also available at XL Energy Center during games. And what have you delivered here, Mr. Matt, and where can they find it tonight?
Paul, it's an incredible lead-in. Some really fun stuff for the playoffs here. All of this stuff's available on the main level. Pickles are hot right now.
Yeah,
we like to stay on trend at XL, so we've got some dill pickle tots. You guys are eating them right now. Pretty dang good. Tastes like a pickle in the form of a tater tot. And then we've got our hand-dipped corn dogs.
Oh, wow.
So these we're doing at stand 117. We're dipping them, we're frying them, we're serving them. They come on your own souvenir twig there, your own little miniature
stick.
Wild hockey stick. I've got some mustard and ketchup. I don't know if you guys are purists on the on the corn dogs, but it's a pleasure being here. Hopefully you guys enjoy this. And
I haven't felt my ribs in 30 years, so eating 2 of those before I leave is probably 9 to 5 in favor.
Okay, so 6 was the right number to bring.
Yeah, we need to win tonight, and then we need to win again Saturday in Las Vegas, so we can get back here and play Edmonton or Los Angeles, so we can do more Box in the Box and have more distraction factor food. You guys are very kind to bring it over here. Always so thoughtful, and I greatly appreciate you. Thank you
so
very
much, Paul. We want to keep cooking too, so let's go wild.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, brother. Thanks for stopping by, Parker.
Of course, PA.
I appreciate you. J-Dub, Parker, enjoy the hand-dipped corn dogs where the stick is a hockey stick. That's Section 117 tonight. This thing is nice. So you guys enjoy that. We're going to pause. When we return, the Radio Vox for the Minnesota Wild, Joe O'Donnell, joins us for a spell from Trier Rink and Vox in the Box with the Wild taking on Vegas Golden Knights this evening at 6:30 on KFAN. It's 11:16. Here comes the cash thing.
The cash thing, the fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win bonus bucks with our national cash contest. Head to KFAN.com. Enter the keyword win. The keyword is win. KFAN.com. Keyword.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
Get ready, Minnesota. The legendary Bryan Adams is bringing his Roll with the Punches tour to Target Center November 26th. Don't miss this epic night of rock anthems and unforgettable hits. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Get all the details at KFAN.com. Keyword calendar. Hey, well, I've got you. Join Halvey and KFAN at the Oakdale Fleet Farm Sunday, May 4th from noon to 2. Grab all the gear you need for this year's fishing opener. They've got the brands all the pros use. Plus, with their best price guarantee, you'll always know you're getting the best deal. And we'll have your shot at great KFAN prizing as well. Get all the details, KFAN.com, keyword calendar. Reminder, Carboni's Pizza is here to fuel you all the way through the playoffs. Visit one of their 30-plus locations to enjoy delicious pizza and get ready for the Minnesota playoff run. Find your nearest Carboni's today at carbonispizza.com.
What's going on there, Radio Joe? How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, brother. Thanks for having me. And got a big one tonight, don't we?
At Wild Radio Joe. If you would like to follow Joe O'Donnell via Twitter, if you are so inclined, do as 9 to noon does. Indeed, it's a big one. The farther the series goes on, the more mentally fatigued and or taxing a lot of people involved with the organization can become just naturally, because you got travel, you got meat grinder games, you got late nights, stuff like that. And here we come up to game 6 tonight. What from a fatigue standpoint or like a mental focus standpoint tonight, off back-to-back overtime losses, do you think about that into the game from a player standpoint, how they'll respond?
Yeah, I think it's something that has to be factored in, right? It's just the emotional toll that those back-to-back losses will take on the Wild. But if there was a team that went through it in the regular season, we know it was this bunch. I know that's been talked about. The players have said it. The coaches will tell you. The fans experienced it, right? It would look bleak for a while, but they found a way with their backs to the wall to get in the playoffs. Their backs to the wall again. And they seem to rise to the occasion in these spots. And, this isn't something that might be a huge factor, but I do believe that with Marc-Andre Fleury possibly being in his final game tonight, I just think there's something there. I think there's something vibe-wise. There's the mentality. This team has sort of played for Flower all year, in my opinion.
You mean whether he plays or not tonight?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you on this.
It's like you know that when this season ends for the Wild, that's it for a Hall of Fame goalie who's an excellent teammate and a really good person, has been part of this organization for a few years now. The guys love him. So, look, the end of your season, you're always desperate. If you're down a goal in the third period and you're in an elimination game, you're always going to be desperate. I just feel like there's a little bit extra juice not to let this guy down. The team's talked about it all year long. They play hard for him when he's in net. They love having him when he's backing up Gus, and I really do believe that there's just like a little bit extra juice there for this team, and knowing what they faced all year, I think they're going to come out. I do think PA, they're going to have to weather a storm tonight. Veteran team like Vegas that's won a Stanley Cup a couple years ago, they're going to smell blood in the water. They're going to come into St. Paul, and they're going to say, if we can win this game in the first 10 minutes, that's our goal. I feel like Vegas is going to come out, and they might push, and the Wild might be on their heels a bit. They weather that storm, though. I really think that this series has a great chance to go 7 games. I think Gus is going to be phenomenal tonight. Again, he's feeling much better. He's been so good in this series. The Wild have had the better goaltending in the series. It's not even up for debate. And I do think Minnesota tonight finds a way.
I really, really love what you just said about Marc-Andre Fleury because I've met him one time, but I mean, you know the tendencies and stuff that you see behind the scenes that maybe doesn't need to be shared, but you see different things that the public doesn't. So, like, Marc-Andre Fleury does not strike me as the kind of guy who's going to be like, okay, everybody, circle around me. Don't let this end tonight for me. Me. Doesn't seem to be that kind of guy. When you have that natural, real, authentic, organic chip on the shoulder between the guys. Like, we can't let this guy down. Well, that is such wonderful, natural, built-in motivation that helps tired people and fatigued people find that little extra from a detail standpoint when it matters. That absolutely is in play tonight, isn't it?
I couldn't agree more, because Fleury's not that type of guy.
Right.
Like you said, he will not for 1 second make it about him. He has not wanted any part of this season to be about him. And I think internally he's kind of hated this year because of that, right? Like,
yeah.
the tributes, the standing ovations, the chanting his name and visiting. He's very much humbled by it, if I had to guess, right? He just doesn't seem like the type of guy that's like, oh, awesome, I get more attention. Like, that's just not him.
Right.
But it just comes with the territory when you're as good of a person and a great of a goaltender as he's been. So, and this team loves him, man. I can't look. I heard after the Wild lost to the Blues in March, St. Louis started to get on the heater. The Wild were kind of teetering there for a bit. There was a closed door meeting with the players, and what I gathered was there was some form of do not let this happen with this guy in our dressing room.
Yes.
We're not letting this thing slip away.
Yeah.
In part in honor of this guy.
That's not a one-off. That's an underlying common thread.
Yes.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So let's hope it plays out and it's true. And again, it's not something Fleury wants. I think it just comes naturally with the situation of this guy being in his last year and being as great of a teammate as he is.
In your game calling career, specifically with the Minnesota Wild, this is the highest level. Have you ever had a range of emotions within 5 minutes that went from that impeccable, fantastic Ryan Hartman game win? It's going to win the game.
Yeah,
you're a 98% winner from there on. Hey, Vegas with a minute and small change gets a chance to tie it, and maybe would have. But nevertheless, have you gone from that moment and then okay, cool, yes, he didn't kick it in. Oh wait, what?
Yeah.
And then you got the second challenge here, and Nyquist was offside, and it was everything about it was legit, and then the goal was nullified. Have you gone from a 10 to a 0 within 4 minutes ever like that before?
Yeah, it was tough. I think if you could kind of when the referee first came over to say that Golden Knights are challenging for the play and being offside, I think I haven't gone back to listen, but I'm pretty sure I just went, oh no. Because in my estimation, they're not going to challenge there unless they know, right? They don't want to go shorthanded now, down a goal with a minute left, or they got almost no shot. So they're pulling that trigger on the challenge, and I'm thinking they saw something. Thereafter, overtime came so quickly that there was that 15 minutes personally for me to reset and say, all right, you know what? The team just played a hell of a third period. Go out and win this thing at overtime. Obviously, it didn't work out. I kind of also, part of me, again, this might be the sentimental fan side of me thinking, man, Fleury's in net. The hockey gods are going to shine down on the Wild. Well, again, it didn't happen, but I really believe this team will find a way tonight to bounce back, to put forth a great effort. They've been a really good team in this series in particular. It's been a 50-50 series for the most part. They could claim that they should have gotten a better fate in a couple of them. Vegas probably feels the same way. Here we are. At some point, when you get late in a series, somebody's going to be facing elimination. It's just the Wild have to figure out a way to pull up those bootstraps, not let the last couple of overtime games deflate them, and play the right way tonight.
You got to leave within 5 minutes, right? Okay, so let me get a couple more in.
Yeah.
And I don't want to rush, and I don't want to make you late. But again, back to what you said about Marc-Andre Fleury and the quiet nature of this guy's HOF, man. We can't let him down, and it's an organic chip on the shoulder that you believe is there, so I believe is there. Well, it was evident the other night. Because, like at the end of the first period, things needed to tighten up defensively.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They really did. I mean, it looked like, wow, holy cow. Eichel's playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
These guys are playing off the crowd. They're up and down the ice, racehorse style. And we might get run out of this gym if we're not careful. Okay, then things stabilized a little bit. Then you learn Bus is out. And here's Fleury. Hadn't played in 2 weeks. Well, they didn't get a shot on him for 13 and a half minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there it is right there. He's there. We've seen this. We've fended this challenge, and we need to do this for the team, but for him. And whatever tightened, whatever happened, they weren't letting anybody get close to him. I think that's a snapshot of what you said could be the case tonight.
Yeah, it was a desperation. It was a detail element to it. There was urgency. I thought Brock Faber really stepped his game up like we saw late. Was it early April in Vancouver when he comes out and scores that goal to start the third period in a must-win game? They were down 2-0 at the time. Like, you just saw a different Brock Faber. I think you'll get that again tonight. Again, is there enough gas in the tank? How are their spirits? Those are things I can't really answer, but I do believe that they're going to get some performances tonight from guys that have stepped up all year long that are going to say, we're not done yet. And that's going to start with the leadership group setting the tone early. With
tonight, it's okay. Eichel's high end, and it's Boldy and Kaprizov compared to like Eichel and Stone. The numbers still play out where Kaprizov and Boldy statistically have been better. Stone had the goal the other night. He had the nice screen at XL Energy Center, a quasi-nice screen, but he was in the right place. So maybe he's starting to heat up a little bit, even though he does plot a little more than the last time I watched him last year. Eichel, I mean, it's holy cow, his hair's on fire right now. He was unbelievable the other night, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was getting back to that dominant Jack Eichel that we've seen the last few years since he left Buffalo and got to Vegas. He still doesn't have a goal in this series. That might change either tonight or in a possible Game 7. You just have to continue to defend him like you've been defending him. It's going to be a ton of Middleton and Spurgeon, a ton of Faber and Brodin staring him down. They've just got to make it hard on him. You give him easy ice, you're just asking for disaster. So keep pressuring up ice on Vegas. Make their D turn and chase. When their skill guys are out there, take away their free ice in the neutral zone.
Right.
Don't let them get feeling good about their game, and stay out of the box because they get power play touches, and coaches will tell you so often, PA, when skill guys get power play touches, even if they don't score, they feel the puck, they feel better about their game.
Has last one, Hannafin. How long has he been in the league? Is he like chiseled veteran?
Up there, yeah.
Okay, well, Pietrangelo and Theodore have been around forever.
Yep.
So when you say turn and play D, I'm not saying it's akin to turning a battleship in Lake Superior and you just got to wait for it. They can't possibly, like Pietrangelo can't possibly be as quick with all the quick twitches he was, say, when he played for the LA Kings or even a few years ago. Is that kind of what you mean? Is they got some veterans back there, so put them in spots like the Timberwolves did with LeBron James. LeBron's immortality. In the fourth quarter, man, his vertical's 15 inches, and every shot is short. Old people will get tired.
Yeah.
Is that kind of what you mean?
Well, I mean, Pietrangelo's a two-time Stanley Cup champ, but he's 35 years old, and Ryan Hartman blew around him on the one opportunity, and Matt Boldy blew around him on the game-tying goal. I'm not taking anything away from Pietrangelo.
No,
He's a Hall of Famer. But long series, keep those guys, force them to defend. When the Wild have had success in the series, particularly Game 2 in Vegas when they jumped all over them, it was puck management of the Golden Knights, and that was because the Wild pressured up ice. That's been the key talking point from John Hines before this series started. Pressure them up ice, de-pinching, make them uncomfortable. Hopefully they turn some pucks over.
And lastly, I didn't, when Heinze joined an hour ago, I was like, I'm not going to put you in a position as a head coach to rip a player for another team or like tease him or mock him or whatever, but let's just put it this way. Just pepper Aiden Hill tonight, right? So I started to like that with him. I can frame it up a little differently with you. And you know more about hockey than I'll ever know. he's vulnerable.
Yeah.
I mean, he's second guessing himself. You could see his countenance at times is that of second guessing and or chagrin. And I think he's there for the taking tonight, man. Like, what's the best way to get to him?
It's another reason why I feel good about the Wild's chances. I mean, again, like in Eichel, could he go off tonight for multiple points? Could Aiden Hill finally figure it out and shut the door? His playoff numbers say he could. But this series, you're right, he hasn't looked comfortable. 5-hole shots have beaten him.
Yeah.
Weak side plays, wraparounds have beaten him. The Wild have had odd man rushes, and boy, if that puck doesn't jump over Zuccarello's stick the other night in Game 5, it looked like he had Hill beat. So,
on the shorty?
Yeah, he just jumps out of the box. Just stay with it.
Got it with the skate.
Yeah, try to really make him uncomfortable, like the Golden Knights defense, right? Traffic around him. He's been dropping a lot of rebounds down in that crease area. Look for some greasy ones tonight from the Wild. I just believe they're due a bounce. It feels like the last 2 games they haven't gotten a break, they haven't gotten a call, they haven't gotten a bounce after they got out to the 2-1 series lead. So stay with that approach, get to the net front, make Aiden Hill's life uncomfortable, and see where it goes from there.
We'll be listening tonight beginning at 6:34, and greatly appreciate you stopping by, and call a good one tonight, okay?
Looking forward to more of these this year, PA.
For sure. Really have enjoyed it. That's Radio Joe O'Donnell, or radio play-by-play voice for the Minnesota Wild. All right, here's the deal. In our final segment, let's celebrate the Timberwolves beating the L.A. Lakers in talk-back-like fashion. So go to the free iHeartRadio app, find the microphone, and leave up to 30 seconds of a thought, celebration, howls, whatever you're compelled to leave off what you watched or listened to last night. The dispatching of the Los Angeles Lakers in 5 games. Finchie's team advances to round number 2 to take on the victor of the Houston Rockets and Golden State Warriors. The Warriors lead that series 3-2, and they host 3-2, and they host the Rockets tomorrow evening. And the Wolves get the winner of that series. So talkbacks. And we're just going to fire as many as we get. Or I'd like to fire 1 million at you, and that's going to take place around the corner. It's 11:36. Vox in the Box comes to a conclusion shortly on KFAN.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.
The Fan and Sukup Manufacturing bring you Fan on the Farm starting May 19th. PA and Nordo will be taking your tractor talkbacks. Each day, one farmer will be chosen to receive a Sukup prize pack, including a Carhartt cooler and a Brewmate Growler canteen. Get the full details, KFAN.com/farm.
Joining us now is Superstats Dave Handlin at Superstats Dave via Twitter, and this was going to take place in the first segment, which was nullified like Hartman's goal. But we just learned that Elite Basketball Mind and statistician for Alan Horton is at LAX, set to fly back after the series clinching victory by the Timberwolves last night. And with Superstats Dave, he's a Derby handicapper by day and Alan Horton statistician by night. He was at the right hand of the Vox last night for the dispatching of the LA Lakers. Statsy joins us now. How much fun was that, my brother?
That was a lot of fun. Probably not as fun as I've been sitting on hold since 9 o'clock on a collect call. So your boss is going to have to pay for that for the collect call. But no, that was pretty fun last night. 4-1. I think they call it in the business PA. I think that's a gentleman's sweep.
Yeah, and I heard Horton say that. So is that like a gentleman's sweep would be like why is it a gentleman's sweep?
When it's 4-1 is kind of the reference on that. It's not a sweep, but you let the other team. We'll call it a courtesy game.
Got you.
Maybe game 2 we'll call it a courtesy win.
Did you see any stars in the arena last night?
Well, there was Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Julius Randle, but otherwise, Charlotte Flair, Kylie Jenner, Kyrie Irving was below us a little bit. He was courtside. And then kind of a personal highlight, Bill Simmons went up and said hello to him. He was sitting kind of like 10th row up on our side, so it was kind of fun running into him. But, man, just the scenery and celebrities around that arena at all points. It's an event there at Crypto Arena to watch a Lakers game and watch them and end their season.
Statsy, we missed 18 consecutive threes at one point and still won the game. All hail Stifle Tower, and really specifically those 9 offensive rebounds. What do you think of that?
Rudy, we kind of think of that, right? We went into the series thinking Rudy's going to do this with the lack of size that LA has, and it took a while. First 4 games weren't overly great for him. Then last night, that's why you get Rudy Gobert. Like, defensively, he was there all series, but last night the offense came out. Like, he had 9 offensive rebounds, but that doesn't even include how many balls that he tapped out or kept alive. Like, Rudy was an absolute menace. LA had nothing for him last night. Stifle, 27 and 24. Like, it was video on that. It's like him and Shaquille O'Neal. Like, I saw a stat where they were compared. Like, Stifle was unbelievable.
Hey, lastly on the basketball game, you're an elite basketball mind, David Hanlon, Superstats Dave, at Superstats Dave via Twitter. Who would you prefer and why, Warriors or Rockets?
It's a good question. I believe we probably match up better with Houston just with it's going to be a rock fight with Houston. But you might as well, with who we've taken down, and Ant in the last year has taken out KD Booker, Jokic Murray, LeBron Luka. You know what? You might as well just go Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond, and let's just do this. You got the storylines from last year when Draymond was on that TNT broadcast and he was just going after Rudy. Let's just exercise all of the demons right now, PA. Let's go Golden State. Let's knock them out. Right? And we're the home court advantage in that series. So that's a big deal, I think.
That's a great point. All right, and Golden State very well could wrap it up tomorrow night. Yeah, I love that take. All right, in closing, a minute, you get it all. Kentucky Derby. You're an elite Kentucky Derby mind. And what do we have here? Eddie Olczyk was on earlier. He loves journalism. Kevin Gorg likes/loves sovereignty in the Derby. I'm all over Luxor Cafe in the Kentucky Derby, specifically in second and third. Angela likes Burnham Square. Who do you like in the Derby and why?
I'm going to match up with Angela there. I do think journalism is the best horse in the race, but he's had too many wins where he's only faced 4 other horses, and I don't know if I trust Rispoli on the dirt passing 11 to 12 horses. So I'm going to think that horse maybe finishes underneath. But Burnham Square comes in. All 6 career races, his buyer figures have improved. He's won at different tracks. Brian Hernandez Jr. is the capable pilot aboard, and he won last year's Derby on Mystic Dan. So I think Burnham Square, he's been able to win over different tracks. He's improving. I don't think distance is going to be an issue. He should be able to sit kind of a pocket and get first run. There's going to be a lot of speed. I did like Citizen Bull, the 1 horse. That post position draw is terrible for that horse. So I'm going to be on Burnham Square. So yeah, little exacta box maybe with Luxor Cafe, journalism, Burnham Square, and we go from there.
I'll see you out at the yard Friday for Oaks Day, maybe, and certainly Derby Day. I appreciate you, David. Have a good day. Ooh, that's a good howl from LAX out to Southern California way. That is Super Stats Dave. He was at the right hand of the box last night at Crypto.com Arena. He's Alan Horton's statistician, working these road games now, and there's more work to be done with the Timberwolves advancing to round 2, and about set to take on Golden State or Houston. All right, Brett Blakemore's at the controls of the talkback machine, and we're just going to whip through some now, and here we go.
Good morning and good day. It's like my favorite part about the Wolves game last night is like the difference, in like between game 1 and 5. You know, like game 1, like every time Rudy would go ISO on LeBron or Luka, like everyone like cheer, But then like game 5, like they weren't like cheering because like they had to watch like the whole game. He's dunking on him, and getting every rebound.
My man, whoa, Canada. That was very well done. Next.
It feels wrong for him to talk basketball. Feels like it's a crime.
His bit. It's his bit. Its beauty is in the ear of the beholder when it comes to radio. And I appreciate the effort, and I greatly appreciate what my man's doing. What's next?
Hey, it's Zach here from Wadena, UPS driver, daily listener. Think the Timberwolves need to change their anthem to Werewolves of Minnesota. Little old Lakers got mutilated last night. Ow!
Werewolves of Minnesota. Ow! I think Warren Zevon was the one who did. I think did Werewolves of London. My man Zach, very well done there. That was beautiful. Next.
Hey, what's up, PA? This is Eric from Eastern Iowa, taking an opportunity to chime in with a non-hockey related talk back on the Box in the Box. How appropriate. So anyhow, we're going to take a good 24 hours or so to bask in this victory for the Wolves. But then, as well as I, welcome to the world of Survive and Advance. Wouldn't have it any other way with this squad.
Beautifully stated. And, it is time to howl from a hockey rink. It's Box in the Box. Tonight at 6:30, we swept the Wild in elimination. And off the word basking that my buddy, my man Eric, just unfurled. We got 6:30 tonight and an elimination sweat, all the while basking in the glow of the Minnesota Timberwolves bouncing the Lakers from Crypto.com to Turks and Caicos. I mean, we got quick-fire talkbacks taking place right now. People have opted to hurry and howl. Like if I had a talkback, let's call it a mock-back. If I had a mock-back at the free iHeartRadio app, it probably would go, hey, Paul, we rendered the king a pauper, and now Luca has plenty of time to smash lamb chops and buttery potatoes and yell at refs while watching games on TV. Let's go Wolves. That would be my mock back. What's next?
But honestly, I mean, the reason why this Wolves team survive and advance has to deal with the football team as well. I'll get to that in a minute. Showing different ways to win. Rudy taking the feed from outside, whether it's Dante, Julius, whomever. Offensive board for the slam dunk. Outstanding. Showing different ways to win.
And it came just in the nick of time. And my man right there is playing off the Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah interview yesterday, talking about multiple ways to win games. You can win a game 10-6 if you need to, because you can craft it like this, or we can go racehorse football and beat you 34-31 with the way the Vikings have been crafted in the offseason. That's a clear tell, and that's what happened with the Wolves last night. Now, I don't necessarily think they came into the game with the intention of missing 18 consecutive three-point shots or shooting whatever the percentage was, 30, 35%. No. But when that happens, what do? I mean, there are one of two ways to handle it. You panic and start pointing fingers and blaming others, or you find a different way to win. And Rudy Gobert with those 9 offensive rebounds last night. He was a terror. Stifle Tower, the 8th wonder of the world after that performance last night. Talkback machine, what's next?
Hey, good morning, guys. Mitch here from South St. Paul. So, you would have thought that the Timberwolves hadn't even started the series yet. ESPN gave us more coverage for the win than you guys did this morning.
Not
you
true.
Started off with horse racing and horse betting, and then over to hockey. We just took down LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and the Los Angeles Lakers 4-1, and now you're getting 30 seconds at the end to talk about it. What happened here? Let's go next round, boys.
Yeah, it's Mitch. I'm of the turn the other cheek variety, and I'm just going to leave it like this. If you think we intended to start the radio show at 9:35 talking about the Kentucky Derby, you're an idiot. And that's about the only way to put it. So I'm assuming there was bit to that. It was ridiculous, the circumstances that went into us starting at 9:35, and we'll just leave it like that. But here we are celebrating the how. Unfortunately, we have multiple opportunities to celebrate said basketball team through the next series, and we plan to do so in 9 to noon like fashion. I think we can squeeze one more in, can't we?
We can. Let's do it.
Hey, PA, this is Jeff from White Bear Lake, driving home from Las Vegas right now. We're in Utah. Wow. Pretty excited about this T-Wolves victory last night. Love to hear you talk about the Julius Randle game and series. I wish people would be more excited about how he's turned it around in this season.
Well, who's not excited? If you formulated an opinion months ago that the trade of Karl Anthony Towns for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo was a terrible trade, and you've watched the games and you can't change your mind on that, well then you're the one who was hard-headed. Julius Randle, in large patches this series, carried the Minnesota Timberwolves, and he'll take part in carrying them through round number 2. And by the way, while you're driving through Utah, my man, make sure to avoid the weird garment store and don't come home learning any secret handshakes. For Jared Wells, the engineer, Brett Blakemore, the producer, I'm Paul Allen. That's Box in the Box from Tria Rink. Let's go wild. Bop, bop, ba-da-da. Let's go wild. Bop, bop, ba, ba, bop. That's 6:30 tonight, KFAN. Later, y'all.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Time is precious, and so are our pets. So time with our pets is extra precious. That's why we started Dutch. Dutch provides 24/7 access to licensed vets with unlimited virtual visits and follow-ups for up to 5 pets. You can message a vet at any time and schedule a video visit the same day. Our vets can even prescribe medication for many ailments, and shipping is always free. With Dutch, you'll get more time with your pets and year-round peace of mind when it comes to their vet care.